What's up, guys? Welcome back to Flipper Remastered. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. I know I say that all the time, but if you could help your boy out, it would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, although it took me a long time, we finally have a decent-looking custom office. Now, couple of things. When I loaded up the save this morning, for whatever reason, the entire front wall up on the second story was gone. It had completely vanished, and I still don't really know why. But that meant I had to get rid of all of the roofs, sell all the second story windows and doors, and rebuild the entire second story. And then reside everything. It was a whole thing. It was a whole process. But as we walk around the exterior here, you may notice a couple of things have changed. Since I was going through and kind of redoing most everything, I did decide to ditch the human brick that used to be on this portion of the first floor. I was just kind of feeling like maybe it's a little bit too much. Also, we have some cedar shutters. Cedar has made its return. I did shutters everywhere that it made sense to do shutters. And we have some exterior lights. I did try to put a switch outside to turn them on. Didn't seem to do anything, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Maybe we'll be able to figure that out later. I did repurpose a little bit of that human brick. Super weird, I know, still weird, hasn't changed. But I did repurpose a little bit of that on the back side of the house too, because I tried to do like vertical paneling all the way down this or up this and didn't really care for it. Tried horizontal, looked really weird. But I think the human brick works. We also have a new window here on the backside of the garage and a garage access door, a man door to the garage instead of just having the interior door into the house and the garage door at the front. But the more that I'm sort of like tweaking tiny little things with this property, the more I'm starting to like it. Also, last thing, I think. No, not last thing. I'll show you something else here in a sec. I got rid of, previously we had a like lean-to style roof over top of the garage, and I don't know why I didn't do the gable roof beforehand. I think it looks a lot better. The shed roof is almost too modern. I think this kind of demodernizes it a little bit and just makes it look better. No shutters here up at the front, no shutters up there on the second story. Just couldn't really fit them. It would look weird to have a shutter so close to the front door. As we make our way inside though, this is the last thing that I'm gonna show you. I have trimmed out all of the walls in the good old-fashioned Yumika. Every single room, even the little closet here. I wish I could get that a little bit closer, but it is what it is. Did the garage as well. And then if we make our way upstairs, nothing changed in the living room area. Okay, I kind of lied. This is the other slightly new thing. Obviously, you can see there's trim. But before we had a like tiny little landing up here at the top of the stairs, and there was a doorway leading like right here, leading into the bedroom. I decided to just scrap that entirely. I mean, if you think about it, it is a one-bedroom home, so we're gonna be, and it's our home as well. We're not flipping this one yet, but it just didn't really make sense to have any extra privacy up here if we're gonna be living here on our own. Hopefully that makes some sense. But that's it for the updates and changes since the previous episode. What we need to do today, ladies and gents, is paint this place, get some flooring going on, and furnish the whole shebang. We're gonna kick things off in the garage, because I think this is gonna be the easiest room to do. We'll start by doing floors and walls, and then we'll come back through and do the furnishings later on. But for the floor, why is it's always so difficult for me to find flooring? There was a terrazzo, caps lock is on, that's cool. This one, terrazzo gray concrete. I always like that epoxy floor look for a garage, and this one is perfect. It's nice and shiny too. We've used it in the past once or twice. And then typically, I'll paint the garage black. I think I'm going to try to do something a little bit different on this one. Maybe like a light blue. I want it to work with the floor as well, though, and that can get kind of tricky because the floor is essentially grayscale. But that also means any splash of color should look good. Ooh, what if we did like a green, like a sage green that sort of, no, because we have a door in here. Never mind. I was going to say, what if we do a sage green or something that kind of matches the doors? Don't think we're going to do that. It'd be too much green. Oh, but that's another thing that we have to worry about is, since we have a door now in the garage, the paint color that we choose for the wall has to go with the door as well. So green is out. I was going to go with forest green. What about black? Right, shouldn't we just do charcoal black? Didn't they have like a deeper, darker black though? In here somewhere? Gray. Gray could look good. There it is. That's the one. We're gonna get out the old trusty roller and get right to it. Honestly, I gotta be 100 bang bang with you guys right now. What I should have been doing today is painting all the trim that I've just installed in my IRL basement. But instead, I was like, no, you know what? House Flipper Remastered is calling, and I can't let the people down, you know? So here we are. All right. You know, I guess gray probably could have worked as well, but there's a lot more gray in the floor than there is black, or maybe a light gray could have worked too. I think it looks good. Of course, let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments, but I love this combination. I think it looks really, really good. Now that we have the garage done though, let's maybe tackle these bathrooms next, because the second floor, master bathroom, we went over this before. I'm pretty sure you'd still classify this as a master bath. They're basically the exact same. So I think we're gonna start with some installations. The turlet is gonna go just in front of that window there. You know, the main floor bathroom, I guess, doesn't need a shower since we're gonna have a shower upstairs. So maybe instead of a shower down here, we could treat this sort of as the laundry room area, where we'll have just a washer in the corner like so. And then if we really care to, or if we can even fit it in here, we'll add the dryer as well. Oh, wait. Shoot, where's the sink gonna go? I kind of forgot about the closet. I was thinking I'll put the sink here, but then that's gonna completely get in the way of that. Okay, hang on, let me think.
Think. Brain blast!
No washing machine. We're going no washer, and we're gonna put a sink on that wall instead. We can't fit it all in here. Unfortunately, I made the bathroom kind of an odd layout with the closet and a little too small as well. But this should work. So now that we have those installations done down there, we'll come back upstairs. Since we already have the sink, let's do that. Maybe here. I think that'll work. We might be able to squeeze a washing machine in this corner, put the sink more in the center, and then put the toilet maybe facing this direction instead. That has potential. That does have potential. We'll try it. You know what? I'll try anything once. If we don't like it, we sell it. We've got a little less than $500,000 on us, so I mean we're not hurting. Where is the installation for that washer? I just had it downstairs and I already lost it. Washing machine going there. And then sink here in the middle somewhere. It's gonna be tight. I can tell you it's already gonna be pretty tight in here, but that's all right. And then turlet, rotate it around. It's gonna go right yonder. And of course a shower in the corner. Shower plumbing installation, got him. Trim's gonna get in the way. Right. You would think after all the times that I've done this, that I would remember to, you know, not at least not trim the corner of the bathroom. I think I want to do it like that. Oh man, this is gonna be, with the shower over here though, it's gonna be real tight. Let's just do this. Like I said, worst case, we sell it and try something different. You know what? Let's go ahead and find our shower next. I'm gonna go for a pretty small one, I think. Realistically, if it is just us here, we don't need anything enormous. You know what I mean? I've been using this one a lot. Let me see if there's another one. Ooh, and I forgot about these too. We could put a wall, put an extra wall in here. No, you know what? Too small of a bathroom. It's gonna make it feel way too small, even smaller than it already feels. So I think either this one or maybe that's the right side. Is that the right one? That could work. That could work. We'd have more space if we did it the other way though, so let's actually sell that. Here we go. This is the one. This time, for sure. Gotta get the installation done, of course. This one's pretty quick. There it is. I think we're gonna have just enough space to squeeze the toilet over here. Hopefully we'll have enough room for that washer. You know what, let's just do that too while we're here. It is sort of going to get in the way when we're painting and tiling, but we be aight. We be aight. Oh, where are the washing machines at? Are they called washing machines or just washer? Let's go with this one. Slap that over here in the corner. Yeah, we're going to be fine. You know what? It's really not as bad as I was expecting. I did decide to go with, I mean, I kind of always use this, but my bathrooms are typically a little on the smaller side. But I like using this one because since it doesn't have the base cabinet, it just makes it feel a little bit larger in here. Now, if we're trying to be realistic, does that limit our storage possibilities for this bathroom? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's our personal house, so we'll be all right. Everything's gonna be great. Last thing that we need to do probably is get a mirror. I've been using this one a lot recently. And then I'm trying to use, like that, that looks good. I'm trying to use natural oak for the interior of this property. So like the staircase is all natural oak. The mantle on the fireplace is natural oak. Outside the cedar, or the shutters are cedar, but inside I do want to try to use a little bit different wood type here. I think it'll be nice to have a little change like that. All right, real quick, I gotta get out the old Umika again and just kind of patch up what I had to get rid of before. I think I like that. And we just have to do behind the door. And we will make our way downstairs. Oh no. Okay, it can't be done over here, I guess. So now they match. Now they match. That's how we take care of that. Hey, no leaks yet. There may end up being some. We need a mirror for this one. Natural oak. I thought the green, I know I've used this once before as well, but I thought that the green, can we not do grid placement? There it is. Would look good. Let's go this way. How did I do this one? Oh, vertical? No, I think that looks good for this sink, and then horizontal looks better for this sink. Yeah. But I thought green would look good because I think it's the same green as the front door. So just trying to tie in the color scheme a little bit. But now that we have both of our bathrooms laid out, this is just a standard half bath, and we've got a full bath upstairs attached to the master. We need some white subway tile, and maybe I'll think about doing a little bit different floor. Probably not, though. You know what? Let's go to the hexagons. Well, that's not confusing at all. Turns out there are two grays, both called steel gray, but they're definitely different shades of gray. The one that we need is the lighter one. I already made the mistake of choosing the darker one, and I only choosing this because that's, surprisingly enough, the color that we used for up above the white subway tile. It's not white for once. Isn't that crazy? I guess we should probably put some flooring inside the closet as well. There we go. All right. This bathroom is already almost finished up. All we're missing is a light switch and some simple lighting. But now that we have that one tackled, we're gonna go upstairs and do pretty much the exact same thing with a full wall of tile in the shower as like the only real difference here. All right. I think that looks pretty dang good. Let's do the lighting in here, and then we'll do pretty much same, you know, down in the basement bathroom as well. We got us a dedicated halogen lamp just above the shower, and then two more above the washing machine, sink, and toilet. I do love a good wall sconce if you can find the right one, but I didn't really care for any of them with this skinny of a mirror. Maybe it'll work better down under mine. So let's go check that one out next, and we'll see what we think. I don't know, it's not looking promising. I tried this one upstairs and didn't really care for it at all. You know what? That's better. That is better. Doesn't need to be like super far above the mirror. No, see, that's too far. You know when you've gone too far. That looks good. I'm hoping that that's going to be enough light for this room. I mean, it's a pretty small space, and again, it is just a half bath. We might need to put a halogen in the closet and its own dedicated switch so we can actually turn the thing on. We don't want it on right meow though. That's going to be wasting electricity. I think both of those bathrooms came together very, very nicely though. We do sort of have the same general recipe that we use for bathrooms, but you just can't beat it, can you? I mean, you could, but that would be weird. Let's make our way back downstairs, and oh, got hung up there on something. I want to figure out the flooring for both the kitchen, dining room, and living room space. We could do carpet in the living room, I guess. I'm not really a carpeted living room kind of guy, though. I think we're gonna have to try to match the natural oak that we have on the staircase and on the mantle and whatnot, but I don't believe that there are any wood panels that allow us to change the wood type. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of different colors of panels. Some you can change, like, the shade of the wood, but you can't actually just choose, say, natural oak, for example. So, in that case, probably just gonna have to try to get it as close as we possibly can. Let's see about this one. I think we used this before. It's looking a little light. We're gonna want something slightly darker than that. Well, what about these? I haven't used these in a minute. Okay, still pretty light, but there is a darker version. Is that gonna be the one? And that one's almost too dark. Man, this is gonna be tough. If we can't get it exact, and we're gonna have to do some contrast, I think I'm gonna just lean into the contrast and go quite a bit darker. I mean, it's not often that we use a dark hardwood flooring anyways, right? I don't think we do that too often. I love it. I think that looks fantastic. What I don't love is when we get far enough away, we can see some grass clipping up through the flooring over there. But custom house, you know, it's gonna have custom, unique issues. Making our way back upstairs, I want to try to use this light gray fitted carpet, and we'll see what we think about that. Not too shabby off the rip. Oh, also, we need to find some sort of outdoor decking material that we can use for our little balcony. I mean, this one has porch in the name, so theoretically it should look pretty good for a porch, right? Not crazy about the direction. I think the color is good. Let's see how the rotated ones look. Yeah, like the vertical grain matching the vertical grain on the floor. Not a fan of that. But I like this one. I think it goes well with the cedar. I think it works with the gray wood also. I'm still not super sold on this railing that we have here. I wonder if there's like a cedar fence or something that we could get instead. It doesn't seem like it's resizable, but there do seem to be multiple pieces. Hopefully we'll be able to piece something together that'll work well out here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sell all of this. Oh, can we do it like that? That's nice. That is very, very nice. I may end up having to delete this roof and replace it. We'll see. I guess let's test it really quick. Yeah, gonna have to delete that roof most likely, but worth it. Probably. I was finally able to get it to look good enough. It was surprisingly difficult to get it all to line up. And the only quote-unquote problem is we have a double pillar, double post there on the end. That was the only way that I could get it to work. But my genius is showing, because instead of selling the roof and having to replace it and then re-panel the front portion there, I just moved it. I just slid it over a little bit. Much, much easier. I do like that railing a lot, though. I think that looks way better than the original stuff. The, like, half wall, the, like, half white wall that went under the original railing before just didn't really match the rest of the vibe of the property. I think that looks quite a bit better. Making our way back inside. I think it's time for us to paint the kitchen, living room, dining room area, and then probably the bedroom and the stairwell also. I'm gonna try not to do white, but as of right now, I have absolutely no idea what color I'm going to choose. really hope you guys are proud of me for not painting the entire house white and making it feel super cold and borderline sterile. The beige, or like cream color that I've chosen down here, is called Gold Champagne. We've also got a return of the horizontal white shiplap. I thought about doing vertical, but then the vertical panels would kind of go into the flooring, and it was going to look a little odd. But I've got that corner done over there. I've got this corner done over there, really just for accent walls. I think it looks pretty good. I was torn between that or maybe bringing some of that human brick onto the inside of the house too. I think that probably would have looked good as well. But the reason that I went with the gold champagne is because it's pretty close to this brick. And this brick, oddly enough, isn't the same as the human brick. So having the human brick on the inside, in addition to this brick on the fireplace, just would have looked a little strange. And then upstairs, I did the stairwell, the bottom half of it. Upstairs, thankfully, in the staircase, there is this nice little natural oak divider. So initially, I was just going to do more gold champagne up here. But since it had the divider, I figured, you know what? That's a good, stopping point for the paint. Let's do something a little green. I'm feeling green today, a little greeny action. And this is, I want to say it was forest. Yeah, forest green. It's a color that I was going to use, I think, in the garage as well, but decided to put it here in the bedroom. And we've got more of that horizontal shiplap surrounding the bathroom. Looks pretty dang good, dude. It goes well with the gray. I'm hoping that it's dark enough green to where it's not going to put any weird glare on my glasses, and my green screen hopefully then won't key it out and make it look like I don't have eyeballs, because that does tend to happen. That's sort of the reason why I never choose a green paint. It's not at all the same green as the front door, which is what I was hoping for, but they're also far enough away from each other where I don't think it matters. These greens are the same, but I don't think we can match that color. Well, we should at least look, right? I'm not seeing anything. Maybe this one. That's still pretty light though. There's not an olive. I would consider that green to be like an olive green, and that isn't really an option. There's dark lime too. No, it's too vibrant, too bright. So I'm happy with the forest green. Let me know, of course, down in the comments what you guys think of the color scheme, the paint scheme in here. What I'm gonna do now, though, real quick, I will probably have to take my lunch break before this episode is over. So before then, I'm gonna try to lay out a good cabinet configuration for the kitchen, and I'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been cooking. See what I did there? Because I've been working on the kitchen. Anyways, it claims that we've been working on this property for 9.5 hours. I don't think that that's right. I'm sure it's more like 8.5 hours. But let me show you what we got cooking here in the kitchen. I have the lights turned off for the time being because there's a lot of white in here. As soon as I turn the lights on, it gets especially bright. I'm sure you're not surprised to see the white subway tile. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave those off. But we got that white subway tile. I just can't stay away from it. I'm sorry. I've tried to do stuff differently, and I just can't. Also, we have white cabinets as per usual, but I feel like with this kitchen set in particular, this is the... Hang on, it'll come to me. Novella. This is the novella set. Or novella? Novella. Like a telenovela. Kind of thing my wife would watch. But I really like this set. I like how it has a bunch of wooden accents. So we tied in a lot of that natural oak that we've been using elsewhere into it. I think it looks pretty dang good. I did try my best to add in a bunch of like kitchen decor as well, just to make it feel a little bit more like ours. You know, this is our office. We are going to be spending a good majority of our time here. The microwave was a bit of an afterthought. I didn't really think about it until it was too late. I already had all the cabinetry laid out and realized I didn't really have a spot for one. So we're kind of utilizing this as a pantry since we don't have one of those either. And now we have a microwave in there. That is how you say that, right? It's microwave, not microwave. We've got our bread thing over here, some coffee cups and lids, coffee maker back in the corner. I know you can't see it right meow, but we also have some coffee syrups, vanilla, butterscotch. There's another flavor in there. I can't remember what they are. And then some additional decor up here. We've got different types of noodles, some rice, sugar, breadcrumbs, panko, which is basically breadcrumbs, sesame, coffee. We got it all. I mean, this is a really well fleshed out kitchen, I think. I'm not crazy about the stove, but it's the only one that I could find that kind of kept everything stainless steel except for the accessory bits. It looks all right. You also can't interact with it at all. Can't like open it or anything. Same with the fridge. Can't open or interact with that whatsoever. You can with the cabinets, which is good. We've got a little secret cabinet over here just above the door leading into the garage. That's something else that I totally forgot about. I had to move the bathroom door over, so now this door is like perfectly in the corner. It used to have just like a 1 block gap, you know, like 1 block like that. So I had to slide that over just so we could fit this pantry looking shelf thing. And then I had to move the garage door from that corner over to here. That way we could at least utilize a corner for the kitchen. Otherwise, the only corner that we had was right here, and the wall just kind of stops. Could we have built an interior wall to go out this way? Yeah, but then it's going to make the space feel smaller and closed off. We have a car now, which is cool. I only added that and lights. That way, you know, we don't have to worry about knowing whether or not we have enough space for some tools and whatnot out here. I think at this point, I think I'm still gonna go through with the whole like garage decor. If I don't get mad at me, okay? It's been a long day. It's been 9.5 hours, allegedly. I should also mention that that's 9.5 hours total. So like when we first bought the lot, mowed the lawn, built the whole thing, got all the siding, windows, doors, and stuff in, 9.5 hours in total. All of that combined. So not just today. Back in the only closet in the entire house, we have a broom and a dustpan, a little Roomba, of course, that's the brand name, but robot vacuum, and then a water heater, which is something I don't typically add. Additionally, I did find, while I was like looking for kitchen accessories, I did find some bathroom decor. So we have hand towels now, we have little trash cans, soap dispensers, toilet brush, toilet paper, and holder. Totally forgot to buy that initially. But it's coming together. Oh, and then there's a little matcha set here on the bar top island thing. Thought it looked kind of nice. What we need to do now, or wait, there's one more thing. Sorry. Squirrel brain, man. I've been cooking for a good while now. We have a patio at the back of the house. I really liked these pavers. I was trying to find something that matched the human brick color ever so slightly, and this is the best thing that I could find that doesn't have a curb built into it. I really don't like the curb pavers. And then that, of course, leads to the garage. Upstairs, I did do lighting and light switches everywhere, not just up here. Bathroom we already did. Some more bathroom accessories as well, some towels and stuff too. But what we need to do now, or I guess I should say what I'm going to do now, for the rest of this episode, it's basically going to be raw and mostly uncut, I think. But we just have to decorate the entire rest of the house. We're gonna do like a little sitting area here, maybe some hangers and whatnot for your coats and keys and stuff. Over here, I'm gonna try to put a very small kitchen table, dining room table, kind of, I guess. It's a little small for a dining room. And then in here, we'll just do basic living room furniture. Nothing too crazy. We've already done the bathroom. If I feel like it, if I have time, I should say, I do plan on doing some garage decor, just some additional stuff. We need some outdoor seating, maybe a grill type thing going on the patio back there. Upstairs, basic bedroom furniture, bed, nightstands, dresser. Probably put a desk up here so we can put our handy dandy laptop somewhere. And then we need some additional like exterior furniture for the balcony. And I think that about does it. So let's get started right up here in the front with the little sitting room. Okay, so my plan for the decorating slash furnishing footage is to basically cut just before I open the tablet each time, because I spent most of my time just scrolling aimlessly through this looking for, you know, individual items and whatnot. And that's not really fun to watch. So if we cut before I open it and then resume when I put the tablet away, if I stitch it all together correctly, we should end up with just one big furnishing and decorating montage of sorts. Hopefully it turned out all right. You'll have to let me know what you think of it down in the comments. If you like it, maybe I can do something like that again. But let's make our way through the front door and we'll go on a little tour as we do, right? As we enter each room too, I'll try to click the lights on just so we can see what that looks like as well, because I have had them off this whole time. Starting off in the front entryway, this is actually where we began holy cow, began that furnishing and decorating montage. But I found this on the tablet and I thought it would fit. The first one I put in did not. Thankfully, there was one that was perfectly sized for this area. Of course, we've got the green once again matching our green front door. We've got some keys up here. I did decide to add a dog bed and dog food and water bowl. We don't have a dog yet, but since the Pets DLC is included in House Flipper Remastered, there's a good chance your boy's gonna end up getting a golden retriever or lab or something that resembles my IRL girls at home. We've got a massive clock over here because I couldn't figure out what else to do in that space. I thought about putting a window there, but it didn't work. It didn't look good from the exterior. And then instead of doing a larger dining room setup, we have a very small table. And rather than having chairs, because the backrest, you know, tends to take up more space, I thought maybe some benches would work pretty well over here. And I think it does. I think it works great. We sort of already looked at the kitchen. Ain't nothing changed there. It's exactly the same as we left it. But in the garage, I had this crazy idea. First of all, as I'm looking for garage things, we don't have a ton of stuff to work with. If I remember right, a lot of the garage decorations and stuff that I used in the original House Flipper were mods. They were things that you had to subscribe to on the Steam Workshop, and some of them carried over, but most of them didn't. So we're kind of limited as far as garage decor goes. But this sucker, a good old-fashioned car hoist, car lift, whatever you want to call it, perfect addition for the garage. I wish I had one of these IRL. If you lift a car, especially with the ceiling height being the way that it is, it's probably going to go through your ceiling. So I added this opening thing that opens the ceiling up to the roof just above us. So if we were to have a car on here, theoretically it wouldn't crash through the ceiling, which is obviously good. We have a lathe as well, back to the thing about us not having very many decoration pieces for garages. I needed some sort of equipment in here, and that just kind of worked, filled the space up. As far as the tool wall that I mentioned earlier goes, this is that tool wall. It's a lot smaller than I remember it being, but we have most of our tools probably in this, right? We're just gonna have to pretend. We have a hammer drill over here. That's the only drill available. And then I tried to go for a lime green color because I'm a Ryobi guy in real life, right? If it were up to me, I'd probably use DeWalt or a Milwaukee, but I was gifted a Ryobi tool a long time ago, and it came with a battery. And once you get a battery for power tools, you are locked into that brand. It just doesn't make sense to try to switch up, because then you're gonna have to buy chargers and batteries for the other brand too, and you get it. You get it. But that is the garage. Forgot to turn on the lights in here. Nothing too crazy, but it is a pretty solid looking spot. I think I'm probably gonna end up leaving our laptop here. That way, when we load the save and have to find the laptop, we don't have to go all the way upstairs to the desk. Plus, there's not a lot of space up there. You'll see, if you didn't already see through the montage. So I think this is probably the better spot for that thing. Moving on into the living room. Let me get a drink really fast. First of all, these are adorable. And I just had to add them. These two are holding like little hearts, and then this one has what I would assume is a tiny little book there, but they are so dang cute. I had to add some plants in here. I knew that was important, and when I saw those things, I scooped 3 of them up because I liked them so much. We have a very simple coffee table. Most, if not all, of the wood used inside the house is natural oak. Not cedar, not coarse dark oak, something different. Natural oak for a change. I was between that or American oak, but I think natural oak has a better look to it. We have these little like scallop, oyster, seashell looking chairs over here in the corner. Just a nice spot to, I don't know, knit a scarf, read a book, play your Game Boy. I mean, you could do whatever you want over there. And then a very basic couch. We really didn't need a lot of seating in here. I say we didn't need it. We couldn't really fit a lot of seating in here anyways, so I feel like what we have is pretty dang good. Little hanging plant over there in the corner. Another plant, a very tall plant. And then just a random photo with another little shelf here. I probably could have put like some candles or something on that. The nice thing about this being our, I would say permanent residence, but odds are we'll likely sell eventually and move into something larger a long way down the line. But the nice thing about owning this place and us not just flipping it is we can always make changes. You know, a couple episodes down the road, we can come back and make some subtle changes. So do let me know of any changes you guys think we should make down below. Grill outside, little L shape, couch, outdoor couch, nothing crazy. Path again leads all the way back over to the garage. Pretty cool spot out there. Oh, and the TV. I don't know why, but the TVs don't appear to work outside. It's like the same sort of TV that we have in here, which does work. I don't know. Not 100% sure about that one. I realized too, after we started decorating, how small this house really is and how fast I was going to be able to get through all of the decorating. For some reason, when we first started this, I thought it was going to take me all day, but it truly hasn't. We have just an emerald green painting up here because I liked how it looked with our green walls. Would it have looked better over here? No. No, that's definitely the best spot for it. Chandelier as well. Did I turn on all the other lights down here? Yeah, all the rooms that we've been in. Bathrooms have not changed either, but I'll show you this one, I guess. Same old, same old. Nothing new. We have a big full body mirror right here. Let's actually check. Oh my god. Let's actually check out here first. I was looking for sunscreen in the store, couldn't find any, so this is just a face cream that I tried to recolor so it looks sort of like sunscreen. Some sunflowers in a little vase there, a little pot, some sunglasses, sun lounger, two chairs, a table, and an umbrella, just in case you ever want to eat out here or something. Pretty basic though, pretty bare bones. We have 2 nightstands, 2 lamps, good looking bed, just a random painting again. I like the way that this one looked though, so I decided to go with it. And then it has that same natural oak everywhere. Anything that is wood is natural oak wood. I don't play guitar personally. I played the bass many moons ago in my younger years. Unfortunately, they don't have bass guitars, so I just put some guitars over there in the corner because I thought it looked cool. We have that little gaming station thing that we saw a few episodes back. I did put an extra little house flipper disc up there as well. And then pretty much the usual gaming setup that we've always made. It was a good throwback for me as I'm like piecing this together, because I just kind of knew where everything was in the tablet off the cuff. It was kind of nice. And then acoustic paneling. Hindsight, I should have done that before I put the desk up against the wall because I didn't really have enough space. I wanted to do like this whole section of wall in that acoustic paneling. Couldn't make it happen, so that'll have to do. TV on a chest of drawers right there. Nothing crazy. And that, ladies and gents, is our now completed custom office. The garage has to be one of my favorite parts in this whole place, though. It turned out so good. The whole house really looks phenomenal. And then I had to move my car to the driveway since the hoist sort of takes up the entire garage space now. But on that note, once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.